recordings that I did on Decca, the original recordings.
Okay.
And I listen to them, and I'm really not... I do such a better job now, I think, than I did then. But anyway, all of those are on there, including 2 unreleased. But if you go on eBay, there's all sorts of ones that are... and even on YouTube, if you do a search on me, there'll be some of those songs.
Yes, yeah.
That were on, like, the Atco or Chalet or different labels.
Now, Carl, I've got to mention a song to you that didn't chart, and to be honest with you, I don't remember what year the song came out, but I got to tell you, it was one of my favorite songs of yours. I bought it as on a 45, and the tune is A Different Kind of Love.
Maybe, different kind. That's on Decca, yeah.
Yeah?
But it wasn't, I don't think it was the A side. I can't remember right offhand.
I mean, it's a great song.
Yeah, I think it's on the Bear Family Records. They've released a couple of versions, or different covers on those.
Mm-hmm.
And tell you what, I've got one of those Bear things here somewhere, and I might be able to tell you if I can find it. Different Kind of Love?
Yeah.
Let me look real quick here. Different Kind of Love, yes, 1960.
All right.
Yeah, there's 30 things on this Bear Family Records.
All right, so that was right around the time of Exclusively Yours, right around in there you recorded that.
They have all the dates next to it.
Great.
And the guy did some write-ups on the sleeve of the CD. I guess that's what you call them, sleeves.
Yeah. So there's a great compilation, folks, out there, if you are looking for a collection of Carl's biggest hits and flip sides and rarities. Get that one there. That's My Heart is an Open Book is the title of it, Carl?
My Heart's an Open Book.
Yeah, on Bear Records. So, you know, I mean, they do a fabulous job. I'm sure it's got a nice booklet and everything inside if they do it. They are
it's
fabulous.
first class.
Now, I also understand that you are a member of the Cincinnati Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's the code of the Cincinnati Oldies and Doo-Wop Association.
Okay.
I was made a member of that, and I'm on the Internet Rockabilly Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. Yeah. Congratulations on that.
I don't know, I think they come up with the title of Rockabilly long after people were doing it. They just didn't have a name for it.
Yeah.
Called it back then. But.
Yeah. It's amazing, huh? The way that they've evolved the different names. When we were kids, we called it rock and roll. I mean, what did we know?
Nowadays, there's so many different categories of music, and you can have somebody that's a big star selling millions of records, popular. Mm-hmm. Now, the majority of the people have never heard of them. You know, it's because they don't listen to that particular kind of music. But now, you know, they break it down. Rock and roll has been divided how many times? I don't know. Punk rock,
right?
Rock, metallic rock, all sorts.
Sure, yeah.
Hard to keep up with it.
Right, and you know, we just had the one label, rock and roll, and the instrumentals fell under that, and then we had the crossovers that were in that, and
back in the late 50s, early 60s, you could have everything from what we would call a really hard-rocking song to something that was almost like a spiritual song, like This Old House.
Right.
Or, you know, things like that. So it's with a real variety on the same station.
Yeah, you know, I used to really like that. In fact, on my show, we'll do that. I'll play country crossovers in with my pop hits of the 50s and 60s, because that's what my show is, the Soda Shop. We play doo-wop and rock, pop, and country crossovers. Now, country crossovers were a big part of the scene back in the 50s and the early 60s too. I mean, we had a lot of great artists that crossed over. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize that Brenda Lee was actually a country artist when she first came out. You know. And there's just so much great music, and I'm glad that we didn't really put labels on it back then. You know, it was just great music. So, what is Carl Dobkins Jr. up to these days?
Well, not a whole lot. I occasionally someone will contact me and say, "You want to do a show?" And I say, "Yeah, okay, if the price is right." And make a little mini vacation for my wife and I. We've been to Austria a couple of times. There's a great big, when was that? That's about 3 years ago. There's a big show that is in New York, out on Hauppauge. Is that the way you pronounce that?
I'm not
name
sure.
of that town out on Long Island, Hauppauge, New York. Anyway, the guy puts these shows on just about every weekend, and it's all over the country. But every year in April, I think it was, he does this one in New York at the Hauppauge High School, and it's like 15 acts.
Wow.
On different acts on 2 different nights. I mean, it's a big oldies and doo-wop show. So I can't think of his name right offhand. Well, not being able to think of his name, I'll never get booked again. I kid a lot. Let's say that
maybe if somebody in our chat room knows, they'll let me know, and we can pass it along.
I say I don't do a whole lot of things anymore because most of my fans are either in a nursing home or have unfortunately passed away. And when I was a kid, when you were a kid back then, you used to worry about what the girls would throw up on the stage, and nowadays I'm be worried about them throwing the Depends up there. I love them
that's
all.
Good, Carl.
It's so nice to talk to people, and because you're more on the same level with them than they used to be. You know, the kids used to think that we were like a notch above them, and we weren't. We were just kids that had a lot of luck, a little talent and a lot of luck, and you had to kind of play the role of being, the
sure
rock and roll singers. But now it's great. I love to talk to the fans out there, and I get emails from all over the world.
Well, you made a lot of people happy. The music. I mean, when you're a teenager, the music is really a big thing to you. I mean, I would have my 45s on my little record player that I had in my bedroom, and I'd be playing away. My dad would walk into the house and he would say, "Turn that stuff down."
Hang down.
Yeah. But, I converted him. I converted him. And I'll tell you, we had the music, and we looked up to you guys because, hey, we wanted to be like you. We combed our hair like you. We tried to dress like you, walk like you, talk like you. We sang your songs. We kind of tried to sound like you, but, I mean, I was so terrible that my mother asked me not to sing. So,
the 50s and early 60s music went through like 4 generations. Our parents listened to it, so they were familiar with it. We listened to it. Our kids, and now even my grandkids, they're familiar, and some of that music is stuck around, as still as favorites.
Yeah. And that's why stations like ours, Oldies Plus and some of the other ones out there, are being as successful as we are because, Carl, I don't know why, but a lot of just AM and FM radio have kind of moved away from the 50s and 60s, and they're hitting in that 70s, 80s, and 90s, and, they're leaving so much great music off the air. So here on the internet, we can do what we want. And at Oldies Plus, we have a fabulous owner. His name is Philly Dave Harvey, and he gives each of us DJs the freedom to do what we want to do on our shows. And
that's great. There was a period of time back there, as I said before, you needed to get a record played for it to be a hit, but they sometimes wouldn't play it unless it was a hit.
Yeah.
But there was they went through the phase of the top 40. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't on that top 40,
that's right,
it wouldn't be played. The competition was so stiff that they didn't want to risk new material.
Sure.
And, nowadays they don't have that. And
yeah. Well, they don't have 45s really anymore either, I guess, and boy, what a shame, huh?
My wife, we had we live in a condo, but it's like a house. It's like a ranch-type house.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we finished the basement off, which we never used, but anyway.
I've done
that. Wanted to put my Hall of Fame or shame on the wall down there, so she was getting old pictures and CDs and records and that, and she went to a store and to ask if they had any little frames for 45s, and the young man said, "What's that?" But remember, it's got this big around, and it's got a big hole in the middle. Yeah, my grandpa's got some of those.
Oh, gee. Well, I tell you, the great thing about the 45s, Carl, is like, you could go up to the store and bring home your 45 and, for instance, put on one of yours, like My Heart is an Open Book, and then after you got through listening to the 45, you flipped it over, you played what was on the other side, and you said to yourself, man, that's good too. So you kept playing that. And, kids just don't have that today. I mean, they
didn't need big stereo systems or any fancy games or anything. A stack of 45s and a 6-pack of Pepsi Cola.
There you go. You got a party. Yeah. Carl, why don't you tell the folks how they can get to your website so that they can...
Well, it's naturally www.carldobkinsjr.com, and it's Dobkins, Carl, spelled with a C, Dobkins, Dobkins, Jr.com. And I'm, as far as the songs and that, we're not really, my son-in-law produced my last 2 CDs, and needless to say that we didn't become millionaires off of them, but we sold a few. But we're not really doing that anymore, but they have individual tunes on iTunes and Amazon that you can...
yes, I've seen them,
can download, yeah.
Yeah, and that Bear Family CD is also...
yeah, that's, you can buy those either used on the internet or new.
Yeah.
Too. So I think they're somewhere around $20 or...
Yeah, I mean, they're
99 cents.
Yeah, they're bargain prices over there on Amazon, Now I know I'm not going to keep you too much longer because I know you're busy over here. I know that you've traveled on the road during your days on the charts, and you've traveled with a lot of the big artists of the day. Can you tell your fans a few of those that you were out on the road with?
Well, they can read a partial list on my website, everything from Frankie Avalon to Johnny and the Hurricanes. I told you I wanted to tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and tell you because I think it's okay.
All right.
We were on one of those bus tours. Johnny and the Hurricanes were the band. The Mystics were the vocal group. And there were, I forget, Harold Dorman was on there. I can't remember all, but there was a girl singer on there too. Barbara, can't remember her name now. Anyway, you go from all these little towns out through the Midwest, and I think the name of the place was Twin Lakes, Iowa. And so we pulled in, and the promoter got on the guy that owned the venue, got on the bus, and I said, "Gee, I didn't know you had a girl on here. I don't have enough cabins to give her one. One of you guys are going to have to share a cabin with her." And said, "Which one do you want to do it?" And everybody turned and pointed to me. So now I don't know whether that was a compliment on the fact that I could be trusted, or this guy is not a lover. But I thought that was kind of funny. I took it as a compliment because...
well, yeah. Especially now, I understand that you are married to your high school sweetheart, and you've been married for, it's over 50 years, isn't it, Carl?
Oh, yeah. It's coming up this September, 53 years.
Well, congratulations.
So I've had reasonably good health all this time. I didn't make a whole lot of money, but I got to meet a lot of people and go a lot of places an ordinary person with my level of education and talent wouldn't. I've got a wonderful wife, 5 great-grandchildren, or terrific grandchildren. Now I have a great-grandchild, a daughter.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, so...
That's great.
Like I said, he's been good to me. If I didn't have job singing, and I had a day job, so
there you go.
I was looked out for.